I was alone in the editing room and I was keeping my voice low. George Kepler must have been listening from the switchboard or patched in from another office. Later, I wondered if he had been listening to my calls for months, ever since he had cornered me at the bar where the editors and runners went after the evening broadcast, and I had pushed him off, laughing. "What do you mean it's too late?" I said. "Is there someone else?" She said nothing. "Christ, Jane! Is there? There is? I didn't plan it this way." I hung up and tried not to fall apart. My eyes were rattling in my head. I went to the stairwell and smoked a cigarette, and then another. I returned to the editing room. My supervisor, Mr. Anderson, was there, standing with George Kepler, who looked very pleased.
"Vera, I need to speak with you,"
Mr. Anderson said, and turned to indicate his office with a sweep of his hand, as if we were going to the theater together. "What for?" I said. George Kepler turned and walked away. The hairs on the back of my neck were standing up.
"Privately,"
he said. He shut the door behind us and pointed to a chair. His windows looked out on a post office lot with a huge doorway to an underground garage where fleets of mail trucks came and went in the gloom. Sunlight never touched the street in this part of town.
"There's a character clause in your employment contract," he said.
He looked at me as if I should grasp his meaning, and then I did. A mask descended. I tried to keep my voice calm. "Can you make yourself clear?" I said. "I have a lot of work to do."
"No, you don't," he said. "You're in violation of your employment contract. We can't keep people on staff who live that way."
He pushed back from his desk and began searching in his coat pocket for his matches. His color was rising and he wouldn't look at me.
"I told them you would be a problem," he said, "when they first promoted you from the floor. It was obvious to anyone with eyes. They didn't listen to me."
He found the matches.
"We'll mail you your last paycheck."
"You'll take his word?" I said. "George Kepler is the worst editor you have. He takes twice as long as the rest of us."
"You're wasting my time," he said.
There were 2 more editors at their desks when I came back to get my things. George was standing at the side of the room, watching one of the monitors, but he looked over, and I stared until he turned away. I packed everything into my purse and a shopping bag I found in the lounge. I had never kept much at my desk anyway. There was a tense silence while I sifted through my papers. The youngest editor, a sweet boy named Carl, was concerned.
"Going somewhere?" he said.
"Nice to know you, Carl," I said. It had been. He looked surprised. And then I was back out on the street again. The awful thing was that it was a beautiful day, one of those slow, rich August afternoons when the light hit the battery like the inside of a cathedral. I walked slowly, having nowhere I wanted to be, now or for the foreseeable future. A man at a hot dog cart was having an argument with a seagull, which was hopping away with half a pretzel. 2 children were racing each other to the railing overlooking the water. The leaves in a stand of little birches were all alight and shivering. I had a pain in my chest, as if I had swallowed too much air. I walked as far as the Staten Island ferry terminal and sat on a bench for a long time, doing nothing at all and not seeing much, until it occurred to me that I could smoke. That was something to do. I smoked 3 or 4 cigarettes. The 6 o'clock ferry was leaving, and I got on and went to Staten Island and back, just to feel the sea wind in my hair. I stood at the railing with a crowd of happy visitors taking pictures of the Statue of Liberty and tried to think what to do with myself. Darkness fell, but made it no easier to imagine going home. I loved my house. I had bought it with cash, all the money from the Argentina job, and I had spent months buying second-hand furniture and painting the windows and trim, learning everything it needed. I couldn't stand the thought of contaminating it with myself in the state I was in.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.